Hello friends, today we are going to decorate the wreath. My most favorite thing to do around the holidays. I love a beautiful wreath, and remember, a wreath is what you like it, not what your neighbor thinks of it, not what the guy down the street thinks of it. It is all about what you like. So decorate your wreath with the colors you want, the lights you want. You can get an idea from me or not. There are several different ways to do your wreath. You can just buy a wreath like this and stick a bow on it with some lights if that's what you want. Me? I like to push the limits. So I am going to add a lot of things. I'm going to make my wreath look much bigger than it actually is because it's going on a gated door that is fairly large, and I don't want it to disappear as people drive by. So the first thing we have to do for our wreath, when we buy a wreath or when we unpack it from the season before, you must go through and fluff your wreath. Now if your wreath is already designed or decorated and that's how you're going to leave it, just give a little fluff here and there. I change my wreath a lot. Like I already pulled everything from last year off of this wreath. I don't even keep the same bow. So first step, fluff the wreath. It's a must. I have it attached to my refrigerator with a door hook. And I just put a cloth under the hook so it didn't scratch the wood on the refrigerator. If you have the type of refrigerator that allows you to do it, it's great. If not, maybe you have a drawer that sits up high and you can hang it. It's best to work on it when you're standing in front of it because then you just get everything where you want it. You can also do it laying down on a counter, but I just find this easier. If you have an art easel, you can put it on the art easel. Okay, so now I have already strung my lights. And I use 2 strands of these Holiday Time 8 function 100 LED micro lights, and I think I got these came from Walmart, and there are 100 LEDs in each. I actually prefer cool lights, but they only sell warm, and they always have the yellow. I like them really bright. So I put 2 on here. They are battery operated, and they have 8 different programs. So you can put whatever you want, but there is a trick. If you're using more than 1 strand, you have to make sure you push the button at the same time so they automatically come on the same time together every single day. All right, so you need some lights. I've already gone ahead, as I mentioned, and put the lights on. You will also need some ornaments. I went to Target and I bought these big gold balls, and they were, I think they were like $2, maybe $3, maybe even $1. I don't even remember how much these were. They weren't much, and I bought 3 of these. I always work in odd numbers. I did buy these, but I don't think they're going to be the right color. They're more of a platinum, but they're really, really cute. And I got these at Target. These were $3. I bought 3 of them. I also have some of my pine cones, and I have 3 of them, but you could work with 5 if you have a really big wreath. I do have 3 different ribbons that I worked with to create my bow. Your ribbon is really important, and make sure you get a ribbon that has a good wire to it because you want to be able to place your ribbon exactly where you want it. So I have this beautiful red, and then I have a thinner one that's red that has crystals, and I also used this gold, but this is really a chintzy ribbon. I got this, I think, at Joannes or Michael's. The wire in it is not very good. I also got this at Joannes, but the wire is really good in it. So it does make a difference. So check the wire out before you bring it home. So I already made my bow. There are plenty of videos online to show you how to make a bow. Different types of bows. All depends on what you like. So I just took the 3 ribbon, 3 different types, and I made a bow. I use these, which are, I find these at Lowe's, And these are those cable ties. A lot of people use pipe cleaners or just floral wire. I like to use these because I can get them really, really tight. And then when I want to take them apart, it's really easy too. So I have my ribbon, and I do streamers about 16 inches to 18 inches long because I have a very big wreath. So you will have to have a bow unless you don't like bows. I also purchased a couple of smaller ornaments. Don't know if I'll be using these. Your wreath doesn't have to cost you a lot of money. You can find things on sale at the end of the year and tie them in. Like these flowers, I bought them a couple of years ago. These are just poinsettias, and they were on a deep discount when I bought them, but they are just gorgeous. And usually I just put them on the tree, but this year I think I'm going to add them to my wreath. I also have some berries that I may work into it. I did go and get another branch of the snow-covered berries. Thought maybe that would be really pretty in the wreath. I also got some more of the greens that I made my vase with. And this is going to help me to really build my wreath up and make it big. I have these, not sure if I'm going to be using them. And then I also have some greens that have some sparkle and shimmer to them. So we will see as I go along what I'm going to use. I bought these at Target, not sure if I'm going to use these in the wreath, but I wanted to show them to you because I think they're really cool. And they came in different colors. These are red because my theme was red and gold, but it's just a large ornament, but you can turn it on and it has red lights. And I thought, oh, how pretty would that be? But I don't know if it's it'll be beautiful at night, but I don't know if I'm going to end up putting them in the wreath. So we shall see as I go along. It all depends. You will also need your glue gun and some ties and some good wire cutters. So I am going to start adding some greens to my wreath, and I'm just going to come down and cut this right at the edge, and I'm going to yank this off because I want to have a clean branch. So next I'm going to take my glue gun, put glue all the way on the stem, and now I'm just going to shove it in there. And I'm just going to add dimension to my wreath now. And I'm going to do that all the way around. So I'm going to do that, probably fast forward it and play a little music for you. But that's what I'm doing all the way around. So I've added some extra greenery to my wreath, which will make it look bigger and fuller. And by putting different textures in it, you almost make it look a little bit real. All right, so now I'm going to decide if I want to put any of these in. So I'll just kind of lay them. I think they're gorgeous. So I think I'm going to sprinkle a few of these in now. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to cut some of them and just weave them in and out. And I really just go around, and don't forget the middle is part of your wreath, okay? So I have some of them sticking into the middle, and then we're gonna place our bow and we'll work from there. So cut it to about that size, and it has glue all on the bottom. And then I'm just gonna strategically place them in. And that is just going to look so beautiful. I hope the camera picks up how much that glistens. And then I'll just throw a couple of those pieces around the wreath. Okay, so now I've added a second layer to my wreath with the greenery. Now I'm going to put the bow right here. So I'm going to go ahead and put my bow on before I move any further because I may want to add some other greenery. I have these that just may be absolutely gorgeous stuck in there. And but I want to put my bow on first, okay? So we're going to go ahead and do our bow. Okay, so for the bow, I'm going to use one of these ties, and I want to go around the center of the bow because I need to attach it to the wreath, and I want it to stay secure if the wind kicks up. So I'm going to take this tie. And now we fluffed our wreath all up, so now we want to flatten out this just slightly where we're going to lay our bow. And if you have lights, just move them out of the way. No sense covering them up. So we're going to go ahead and take our bow, and you want to attach the bow to the wire framing of the wreath. So I'm going to go ahead, and I want to go behind it. Be careful. And I just want to run this through and put the zip tie in place, and then move the bow up to where you want it, and then secure the zip tie as tight as you possibly can so that bow is in place and it is not going to go anywhere. So now we want to fluff our bow because we smashed it. So go ahead and start arranging your bow and get it where it looks pretty the way you want it. I just like a bow that has a lot of loops. And then okay, so my bow is pretty well fluffed up. I think it looks really, really pretty. And now I want to place the tails. So I'm going to pull them out, and I'm just going to pinch it together here, and I'm going to use the branch to secure it, and then I'll just take the tail end. I cut it in a little fishtail and just really work the wire so that it just plays well for you. And then come back and really round out that bow. And I'm going to do the same thing with all of them. And I try to just spread them throughout. And then I may come back in and weave some other ribbon as well. It will be the same ribbon, but I may extend it. So I'm just going to go ahead and fix the tails of my bow, and then we'll move forward. So the ribbon is placed. Next I'm going to go in with my poinsettias. Now these flowers, but don't throw them out because we can place them in certain areas just to add a little bit more spunk to our wreath. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut the stem of this off. And then I'm going to glue it. I'm going to go ahead and place this poinsettia right there. Okay, and I have 3 of them, and then I want to go ahead and really lift up the leaves because that will create more dimension for you. So I may put one right around here someplace, and then maybe another one right over here. I will take the second one. These are really, really pretty. I bought them in a lime green too, or chartreuse I should say. And they're really beautiful, but I wanted this to be all more red and gold. So I'm going to remove those leaves again, and I'm going to go ahead and cut the stem off of this. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and place this, where do I want to? I want to place it right here. So I'm going to push that all the way in. So pretty. These are beautiful. And you want to make sure the glue dries. So pretty. And then I want to lift that center out and in, and then just move this and work it around. If you need to move some of the leaves, it's okay. It should look like nature. So that is looking really pretty. I may just put the third one here. I'm just going to wait on this. So now I'm going to go in with this ribbon, and I'm just going to fold a loop like so, and then I'll bring it up and make the exact same loop. And then I want to go ahead and cut with my scissors. I didn't think about scissors. When I get close to the light, it washes me out. So you have like a little loop on each side. Then I'm going to take a little stick, and it has a wire. This is a floral wire. And I'm going to go ahead and just wrap this, fold it over, take that, and just wrap that wire around as tight as I can. I hope you can see what I'm doing. This is going to be a long video. There's no way to do this quick. Okay, so now I have that secured into place, and I want to shape that. Okay, so now I'll put glue on this. I'm going to break this in half because I don't need all that stick, and then I'm going to glue the stick, and I'm going to arrange this in the wreath. So I have the loop, and I'm going to go ahead and stick it right here. Oh, so pretty. I'm going to make another one. Again, it's just a matter of folding it, bringing the other side up and folding it again even, and then just cutting it off. And then we're going to take our stick with the wire on it, and I'm just putting it in the center, folding that in half, and then I'm just going around and I'm pulling it as tight as I can, and then just securing it on, folding it down, and then just crack that stick in half because you don't need the whole thing. And then we're going to put some glue gun on it, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to stick this right in here. Whoops. I'm going to stick it right in there, and then I can just play with the ribbon any way I choose. It just adds another dimension to the wreath. So pretty. So I'm going to go ahead and put another one of those right around here, or maybe up on top. I may add 3 more of those. So I'm just going to go ahead and do that, and I'll be right back. So I have added a couple of more bows, and now I think I am going to add some of my ornaments. Yeah, I think I'm going for ornaments now. All right, so for ornaments, I bought these big gold ones. So if we set them, yeah, we'll just place them in. So I have put glue on the bottom, and I'm going to go ahead, let's move these branches, and I'm just going to stick the ornament in and fluff the branches around it and just hold it in place until it is dry. I don't think I'm going to have room for those lit up ones, but boy, were they pretty. Make sure that it's really stuck where you want it. You don't want it falling apart outside. So that is beautiful. So let me get the next one. Okay, so I think I am going to place the next one right around there. So just push it into place and hold it for a few seconds. And it's a good idea to step back from your wreath and see where you really want to place things. So I think this one's going to go right about here. And hold it into place. Okay, perfect. So now I have some gold acorns. Maybe I'll just sit a couple of those right in the wreath. I think they'll look really pretty. So I'm going to put a little glue on her. I'm going to go ahead and place that right there. So I added the other poinsettia right here. I'm going to go in with the berries that have the snow because they glisten a little bit. And these I'm going to just place in around the wreath and then just loop them in with a branch, but I want them standing out. I don't want them really nestled in. It's just another layer for my wreath. So that's what I'm going to do. It may be excessive for some, but not for me. So this one I'm just going to go ahead and place here, and then just grab a branch and wrap it into place so that it stays with you and it's not flying all over the place. Behind the bow, take a branch and secure it into place. And I need to have something else with a little bit of height there, so I'm going to lift up right there. So I'm just going to add a branch. Pretty. I'm going to add another layer right here. And I want to take a branch and wrap it around to hold it in place. Perfect. And I'm going to come up. We'll go right in here. Take a branch and secure it into place. And then I'm going to take one right here and bring it up and secure it into place. Trying not to block you. And I have two more, so I want to put another one. We'll put one right here. We'll go behind the bow so I can secure it into place. And then take the bow and we'll take another branch and push it in front of it, and then it just lays into place beautifully. And then we will take this last one and I'm just going to weave it through. And I want to take a branch and I'm going to hold it into place with that branch. Perfect. So now I can go in, let's bring this. Now I can go ahead and come in with my smaller ornaments and just place them where they need to be. This one here is a little bit big, so I'm going to remove this one. Oops. And I'm just going to cut that branch again. So now I'll just put this one in here. Really tuck it in there, just so it just comes out just slightly. You don't want it too much. And then I have one more. So maybe I'll go behind the ornament on the bottom here. If I can get back there. Okay, and I will just have it peeking out and I will just secure it into place with a branch. Okay, I've taken two of the smaller ornaments and I've zip tied them together. So I'm going to cut that off. And then I'm going to add some glue and I'm going to place them right in here and wait for them to dry. They look so pretty. Oh, I love it. Okay, this ornament and just place it right under the bow. I think I am pretty much done with my wreath. I would love to add a little of this to it, but I don't see where I could even place it. It's just, it's packed to the gills. But this would be beautiful, another dimension to it. Remember, you can put anything you want on your wreath. I'm happy with the way that ribbon is laying there. So I'm going to take this and I'm going to come up behind this and really work that wire. And then I'm going to give it a lot of length in that one area there. And I'm going to go ahead and wrap this into place here. And then really work the wire. That looks much nicer to me. I did not like the way that was laying. There we go. So now I'll just bring the gold into the center. I don't like this gold ribbon at all. It really did not perform well. So I'm just going to go ahead and tuck that into place. And there you have it. And then tuck that behind so you don't see that. So there you have it, my wreath. I think it's absolutely beautiful. If you're just hanging it on a door, it would look something very similar to this because my refrigerator is wood. You can add anything you want. You could add more color to it. You could add more. I did want to add some of this to it. I just thought it would be really pretty, you know, sticking out around, but I think I have plenty of layers on there. I like a wreath that has a lot of layers because it has a lot of dimension then. All right, my friends, so there you have it. That is the end result of my wreath. I think it's beautiful. It is everything that I love. I love a wreath that has a lot of dimension, and I like different textures, and you can buy things that look so real now. I love a real wreath as well, but here in Florida they kind of die out quickly, so I just kind of create it myself, and I just love it. I love the outer. I love having a little something that glistens. I do like red and gold a lot for Christmas, but I have done all gold. I've never done one full of a lot of color, and my lights are only white lights. I don't put colored lights on my wreath, but you go right ahead if that's what you love. All right, my friends, so that is it. Let me know in the comments, will you be creating your own wreath, or have you done it in the past? Do you change it up every single year like I do, or do you pretty much let it hang out for a couple of years and then decide you don't want it anymore? All you need to do is get a blank wreath, and every year, if you don't put too much glue, you can get the things off. I mean, I glue every year, and every year I pull it off, and I wait till next season to pull it off because I think the glue dries out a little bit. But you can just remove it, my friends, and start fresh, and you can use this bow someplace else. All right, friends, so I'm going to let you go. On your way out, make sure you subscribe. I would love to have you as an ageless beauty, and hit that bell notification that makes you aware of all the videos that I am putting up. In case you were admiring my jewels, this is a brand new collection from Dean Davidson. It's his Pave collection. It is so gorgeous, my friends. It is really, really beautiful. And this is one pair of the earrings. He actually sent me 2 pairs of earrings, the necklace and the bracelet, which I did not wear because I did not want to get glue on it. But also, I have a couple of surprises coming, my friends, so you'll want to make sure you watch every video from here on out. All right, my friends? All right, take care. Go out in the world and be lovable, my friends. I love you all. Bisous.